Yo, Hendo here with Average Dude Slow-Pitch. Today we're getting a chance to bring out another Juno. We've got the Harvey today. This is a 13.5-inch barrel. This is going to be the UTH 43 we're swinging, so that's the stiff handle. Obviously, you also have a UTH 33 option, which is going to be your flex handle. The model I've got is a 26 1-ounce end load. Again, if you've seen the previous Juno videos, you already know this. If you haven't, when you go on Juno's website, these are fully customizable as far as what end load you want, anywhere from balance, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75 to 1-ounce end load. So if you decide you want to pick one of these up or any other Juno, feel free to reach out to us. We'll get you the best deal possible. If for some reason we can't get it, we will for sure put you in touch with somebody to get this for yourself as well. You can also use code ADS on Juno. However, they've got some sales going on right now, so the code only works on some things. So if you want to see about getting a better price, again, just reach out and I'll let you know what we can do for you. So today, it's obviously lights down, but somehow we're still getting a decent amount of warm weather here in New Mexico. So we're at about 55 degrees. Bat balls have been indoors all day just to kind of protect them. We're going to start with some 52s like normal, and then we'll swap over to Pro-Ms. As normal, we've got gold dots in there, we've got ZNs, and we've got Razos. So got a pretty standard load. We'll get our swings on here, come back with final compression, final thoughts. All right, again, before we hit those swings here on our Juno Harvey, which again, this is the 43 handle, not that it matters for testing purposes, but 43 handle, 13.5-inch barrel, 26-ounce, 1-ounce end load, just in case anyone missed that in the intro. Let's see where it's testing at compression-wise. I've never found a Juno that's not game ready, so I'm expecting it to be 250 to 275 is my guess. Yeah, and we're sitting just over 250, so that kind of makes sense. Let's just quarter turn it for the sake of making sure we got a good readout here. There's our quarter turn. Make sure I don't touch any walls. All the fun stuff to make sure we got it right. And let it sit, make sure we're at 0. Might go a little further. There we go. And our quarter turn gives us, yeah, like 260. So we're somewhere right between that 250, 260 mark. And as a reminder, we're at elevation, so I've seen about a 5 to 10 PSI difference at times when we're down in like Georgia or Florida. So just something to keep in mind. Either way, let's go ahead, throw our 52s on it, Pro-Ms, then we'll come back with final compression, final thoughts. All right, as mentioned, we got the Juno Harvey. Again, 13.5-inch barrel. Our model's a UTH 43 stiff handle, 26-ounce, 1-ounce end load. Gonna start with some, we've got the Razo Pluses, 52-300s, and some ZN Hicons. So we're gonna start with those, and then we'll come back with Pro-Ms.
98 miles per hour.
Oh, you can't want much more than that with a 52.
90 miles per hour.
Oh, yeah.
96 miles per hour.
That one sounded good.
Yeah, that felt good. Yeah, I think, at least with the 52s, the no kidding sweet spot's a little hard to find in a longer barrel, for me at least, but it doesn't really matter because anywhere from the J on Juno to the Juno logo, it's a pretty decent open area. Balls come out really good, and then it seems like pretty much the O in Juno is that no kidding sweet spot right now. I do think when we switch to the harder balls, it'll compress the barrel just a little bit more. So even before we truly get it broken in, the sweet spot will still feel a lot bigger and it'll come off obviously great.
84 miles per hour.
That was
86 miles per hour.
Yeah, man, I felt good too.
that was peased.
98 miles per hour.
Oh, that felt good.
97 miles per hour.
Yeah, as you get more, for me, again, if you're a long barrel person already, it'll probably be fine, but just getting 10, 15 swings in now, more comfortable with it, getting very easy to find that sweet spot, and it's a great feel off, and even with the 52s, with that stiffer handle, you know where you're catching it, and that the fact that you're catching that sweet spot.
87 miles per hour.
There it is.
There it is, man.
89 miles
There it is
per
right
hour.
there.
There it is, absolute 89 on the 52.
95 miles per hour. 94 miles per hour.
Good ball.
Man, these Junos, they all match those 52s. Whether, I mean, maybe the flex handle will be even better, getting that extra little whip. I'm just a stiffer handle fan, but still the stiff handles have absolutely matched them with all the ones we've used, so can't really ask for much more.
84 miles per hour.
Yeah.
100 miles per hour.
Woo-wee. Yep, that'll do it for our 52s. I mean, again, for a bat that's made for Pro-Ms, USSSA balls, handles them great, just like we kind of expected. Haven't been let down by a Juno yet as far as 52s go. I think we hit triple digits a couple times, high 90s, pretty darn forgiving. You can tell barrels open up just a little bit even with the 52s, which is nice. Let's go ahead and swap over some Pro M's right now, see how it performs. All right, switching to our Pro M's. Gold dots, Razos, ZNs we always mention, no stadiums, no hardcores, nothing like that.
98 miles per hour.
Man, that thing jumped off that barrel and I don't even know if that was sweet spot.
96 miles per hour.
Well, that got out of here pretty fast.
104 miles per hour.
Golly.
Nice.
Oh, man.
93 miles per hour.
Okay.
Pissed.
95 miles per hour.
Oh, man.
You know,
Straight in the gap.
it's interesting how easy you can feel whenever you find that barrel, the sound, everything just changes immediately.
The nice part with this one is it does not require you to overswing.
No,
just a good swing,
yeah,
catch the barrel and the ball's flying.
You just work the hands at the barrel and the bat do all the work. Feels good, man.
98 miles per hour.
Dude, the carry off of this thing is insane. Whatever Juno does with these, at least for me, it's the stiff handles. I can't speak too much to the flex handles, but it kills everything. And to get that performance on a long barrel to me is wild.
102 miles per hour.
That's 3 in a row that haven't got higher than what, 20 feet?
105 miles per hour.
Whew.
That's the one.
Oh man. I was expecting some decent performance drop off from the 12.5s, the MR3 and 1 to this one. But so far you get almost same exact performance with way more forgiveness.
Yeah.
79 miles per hour.
You might have just missed that high, on the
A
barrel.
little bit under it, man, but
A little bit under it and a little bit towards the end of the barrel, and you landed it just short of the track, and that's our 370 mark on the fence.
I don't know if there's more forgiveness in here, bro. I mean,
There's definitely not a bat with that kind of forgiveness that still gives you that sweet spot performance.
it's crazy, bro.
93 miles per hour.
Man.
Junior's batting about 990 right now.
95 miles per hour.
That's a towards the end of the bat miss. Yeah, again, good forgiveness, but you can feel it in the hands that caught up high more towards the Juno logo.
101 miles per hour. 94 miles per hour.
Oh boy.
83 miles per hour.
That ball's tattooed, dude.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yep, into the
There
tree.
it is, into the tree.
Into the tree for Junior.
96 miles per hour.
Yeah.
106 miles per hour.
The sweet spot sound is ridiculous. The whole barrel sounds ridiculous. Sounds amazing. Again, these are our BP balls. You get a game, go with a hardcore, a stadium, any of these brand new, and I can only imagine what these sound like, how much more performance you get. But I think we've talked enough about Juno recently. We've actually got a chance to spin quite a few in the last month or so, but they continue to amaze, even though we should be accustomed to it by now.
103 miles per hour.
Holy moly. 103 elevated? It was still rising when it got into that tree. You don't see performance like that out of a long barrel. Usually you get that drop off for the forgiveness. There's no drop off here.
I've never seen performance problems. I think it's all feel when it comes to those barrels, right? Just the way it feels, the control, but the performance has never been a problem, bro. It's just
not at all. And it's hard to tell in this black paint, but the MR3 and MR1 webbed up pretty quick. I don't see a lot of webbing on this from what I can tell. So we'll see how that plays out.
100 miles per hour.
And the crazy part is, for me with Juno, it's either they don't use counterload in the end cap, something along the lines of the way they do their end loads is a little different. So you get that true, for us with the 1 ounce here, get that true end load. So For somebody who's used to swinging like a 1 ounce, let's say DeMarini, I would go closer to the half ounce, maybe 0.75 with Juno. But even right now with that 1 ounce being a little bit heavier, it still, for me, feels easy to get through the zone. It really whips through for you, and then still pretty easy to control. There's no kind of dip on the bat head, at least for me. So far, it's been pretty good for Junior too. So just kind of keep that in mind, but I would toggle down maybe 0.25 from your normal end load unless you're used to like that really pronounced end load.
98 miles per hour.
That's a miss too. You can tell kind of a little bit low. You get the nice feel in the hands. Well, not nice. You get the feel in the hands, but you know you didn't quite catch the sweet spot. But you get 98 to a short hop on our track right there, which is 340. So pretty sure that'll get the job done.
92 miles per hour.
Oh man.
Yeah. Got there quick. Give me 2 more.
I don't know that you've ever hit a line drive that landed on the track right there,
Nope.
but you just did it.
It's been a long time.
That was a line drive to 370, dude.
Gonna take
89 miles per
a little
hour.
bit in front, but I just don't. It's impossible to miss with this bat, bro.
There's this.
93 miles per hour.
Yeah, man. I mean, guys, all day we could swing this all day. It's just so much fun, but there really is nothing left to say about anything that Juno puts out, from the Vanquishes to the MR1s, MR3s, and now the Harvey. Excellent bat, guys. Look no further. A lot of forgiveness, great sound, great feedback. All right here, what you want. One.
103 miles per hour.
It works as a cup ball.
Dude, that is just, it keeps happening and I'm still amazed by it. Like, whew.
100 miles per hour.
Do 100 knuckling into the gap.
100 miles per hour.
We're definitely done. That's plenty here. We, again, with the Junos, we've already known they're game ready. We shouldn't be putting a lot of swings on them. I say that every single time, and then we have way too much fun swinging them. So we got to 30 to 40 swings with the 52s, probably 30. You know, 30 to 40, I'll check, but 30 to 40, we were needing to get loose, been a long day. And then we each put about 30 Pro-Ms. So what's that, 60, sort of about 90 to 100 total swings. We're gonna go pick all these balls up, come back, final compression, see kind of where this one's at. If it does kind of the normal Juno, drops right to that 240, 235 mark, whatever it might be, then we'll talk about a little more final thoughts. All right, now that our swing's complete here on our Juno Harvey, let's see where the final compression's at. Started right between kind of that 240, 250 mark. Again, game ready. Definitely don't BP these or any other Juno or any other bat that starts that low with Pro-Ms, but we're here to show you how it performs with them, and so obviously we're gonna use Pro-Ms so you can see how game balls perform. If I can get that bubble out of the way, there we go. Oh, and look at that. We're still sitting right on 240, maybe even a hair over it. So still passing. And again, I think the point this brings up, and we'll talk about a little more in the final thoughts, is we, of course, BP'd it wrong, as I just mentioned. 52s, we did almost 40 of them, 30 of them. And then we had almost another 60 Pro-Ms. So way more BP swings than I would put on it normally. And being, again, a game-ready bat, I personally would have put about 10 to 15 swings on each side. So basically a swing, rotate, and once I got about 30 to 40 52s, I'm done, and I'm only gaming it. So just kind of keep that in mind. Plus, we've mentioned before, at elevation, we usually get at times 5 to 10 PSI lower, so that can play a part. And then obviously the final piece is you would never want to actually BP your bats and then immediately test it like if you're going to a tournament. So if you're going to go use this, let's say in a tournament, test or BP it if you're going to BP the night before. Then if it's your gamer, leave it in the bag or leave it at home, whatever, and then get it tested the next day. So something just to keep in mind. But let's go talk about it in the final thoughts real quick and wrap this thing up. All right, and we are 52s, Pro-Ms, and compression complete here with the Juno Harvey. Again, the model we swung, 26 ounce, 1 ounce end load, UTH 43, and then these are all 13.5 inch barrels. So really don't have anything new to say from what you saw me and Junior talk about while we swung it, what you've seen from the previous Juno reviews. But for those that haven't, I'll go through it real quick. For me, the stiff handle, I'm just a stiff handle fan. If you're not really sure which one you should use, typically kind of stronger players, faster bat speeds, you're gonna typically go with the stiffer handle. And then if you have a little bit slower bat speed, maybe not as strong, whatever it might be, you go with kind of that UTH 33 or flex your handle for a little bit more whip. But again, that's just kind of a typical rule of thumb. Still use whatever feels comfortable. But with this one, even for me, any juniors the same way, not typically long barrel fans. Like I'll swing a 13s about as long as I go, but I'm a huge fan. 12.5 is like my favorite most of the time. And then with that World Series Tantrum we swung recently, that 12 inch was amazing as well. Didn't have a whole lot of hope, or not hope, but like I didn't know how well this 13.5 was going to perform. And sure enough, as we were hitting the Pro or the 52s, I could tell immediately, still the same great feedback you get from any of the Junos we've swung so far. The stiff handle really makes it to where as you catch that sweet spot on your hands, you know, if you catch it high, catch it low, you get a slight sting the further away you get from it, so you know exactly where you caught it. And then, as we swapped over to the Pro M's, and you saw Junior talking about the whole time as well, it absolutely killed those balls. When you caught the sweet spot, I mean, some of those balls were absolutely murdered. The ball flew, never really kind of came down, just hung up there, carried everything you want out of obviously out of your bat. Especially for me, I've always kind of felt like I've seen a little bit of performance drop-offs on the sweet spots on the longer barrels while you get that forgiveness. So that's obviously kind of your trade-off for the forgiveness. And then as you go lower in barrel length, I've found, okay, great, that sweet spot's real hot, but you're gonna obviously lack some forgiveness. With this one, if you're a long barrel fan, two, if you don't really care and you're just looking for a good bat, or somebody who maybe doesn't take a lot of BP, whatever it is, have been missing the sweet spot, struggling, lots of different reasons, this is gonna be a great one to go with. Not for BP, obviously, because that's not what this is for. It's a game ready. As you saw after our 100, we actually looked at the radar. We got about 112 swings what the radar registered for us. So at 112 swings, we still were right at 240. So we've mentioned this in the past with Junos. We mentioned a little bit during the, well, with lots of bats. But anything for me that tests under 275, especially under 260, my BP procedure for that is I'm using 52s. I'm taking maybe 20 to 40 BP swings just to get comfortable with it. And then it's going to my bag and I'm gaming it kind of till it fails. So with this one, real happy to see we're still right at 240. Again, we're at elevation, so a little obviously higher than kind of sea level. There's all different kinds of variations that can play a part for about that 10 to 15 PSI. So there's even a chance it's sitting closer to kind of that 250 mark, 255. So just keep that in mind. And then obviously don't normally test your bats as soon as you're done swinging them, let them sit, all that kind of stuff. So either way, crazy forgiveness, great sweet spot. Another just kind of great product from Juno. It took us a while this year, obviously, to swing some of these. It was a busy year, but I'm glad we've got a chance to swing these. Real excited to see what they do with the 2025s. So we talked about a little bit in the intro. If you want to pick one of these up or any other Juno, you have a couple options. You can go to Juno's website and try code ADS, but with a lot of stuff on sale right now, the code's not going to work for you. So if you want more of a discount, just reach out to us on any of the social medias, averageslowpitch.com, whatever it might be. Pretty sure I can get you squared away with a cheaper price, maybe reduced shipping, whatever it might be. And if I can't, I promise I'll put you in touch with somebody that can. So either way, thanks for checking out the video. Thanks for supporting the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And again, if you've been looking for that kind of long barrel bat that you can take out there, just game, really doesn't need any BP, you've definitely found it here in this Juno Harvey. So thanks a lot. Have a great night.